Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Kalispell, Montana. And it is Friday, 3:33 p.m. and therefore it is time for some Paper Pumpkin Playdate. Let me just fix... I had my computer set up. And I had the controls all set up, but I see that everything is kind of, a little off. I'm not sure what happened there. And I guess we'll see whether that means my desk is the same, because I had it set, but for some reason it's not. So let me tell you. So this is Paper Pumpkin Live, and what we're going to do is open up the brand new Paper Pumpkin kit for July. It always comes, you subscribe by the 10th of the month, and it comes by the end of the month, or somewhere halfway, midway or so between, somewhere usually around the 20th for me, depending on where you live. It might be later, it might be quicker, it just depends. And so then we do the first week, we open up the kit like today, and we will make the cards as designed. And then the following weeks from here on out until I get the next kit, I will do alternatives. So different things you can do with the cards in here if you don't want to make the cards as designed. So most kits have 3 different designs, 3 of each, so a total of 9 cards. Sometimes there's 10 cards, 2 different designs, 5 of each. It just depends. And you have a choice. You can make them exactly as they designed it, or you can change it up and do something different. You can mix and match within the kit. You can bring other products into the kit. It's all dependent on what you would like it to be. Let me adjust my camera a little more. I see my head's kind of getting cut off. So let's go ahead and flip the camera. Let's see if it is completely changed. Oh no, it stayed the same. Yay! All right, so here's our kit. It comes in your mailbox each month. You subscribe. You can either pay month to month, or you can order it as a prepaid. Right now, though, Stampin' Up! Has a special where you can get 25% off your very first kit when you sign up as a pay-as-you-go. So a month-to-month subscription, you can get 25% off the Kindred Greetings kit. That's this kit right here. And it will have, let's see, it will have 9 cards, so 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, pre-cut paper pieces, and intricate pre-cut card fronts, gray and white twine, and coordinating colors will be basic gray, calypso coral, gray granite, which is your Stampin' Spot, Lost Lagoon, petal pink, and pool party. Paper pumpkins are always stamping kits. All right, we have our other kit collection kits that I share with you on Tuesdays. And we, in those, some of them are stamping kits, some of them are non-stamping kits. One of them was even a kit, no stamps, but you got ink and daubers to do a new technique. So sometimes they're a technique stamp kit. Sometimes it's a scrapbook kit. It's all kinds of varieties in the kit collection. But our beloved Paper Pumpkin kits are always stamping kits, something to do with stamping. Sometimes it's cards, sometimes it's 3D projects. It can be a variety of things, but there's always ink. There's always a stamp set. Sometimes there are 2 stamp sets. Sometimes there are 2 inks. It just depends on what they have planned for us. After the Kindred Greetings one for August, the one after that is the Aspens of Gratitude, and that one is actually going to be a 10 card kit, so there'll be 2 designs, 5 of each design. All right, and that will have some hand-painted watercolor design, it says. And along with these kits, we also have dies, add-on dies. So right now, this set right here, all right, this set right here is our next quarter, this 3rd quarter add-on dies. So August, September, and October. August, September, and October. Yes. No, July, August, July, August, and September. That's what I'm like. That doesn't sound right. These are the dies right here. So there's a nice stitched circle die. You can see here some little flowers. We have the centers of the flowers. We have the flowers, plus we have the stems. That's all of this. And then we have this great big leaf, which I absolutely love that leaf. I can totally see myself using that. So those are the dies that are currently available for the third quarter kits, which are the one we're opening today, the Hooray for Birthdays, Kindred Greetings, and Aspens of Gratitude. So, and right now you can get 25% off this kit when you do a pay-as-you-go, so a month-by-month subscription, and you'll save on your very first kit. And that's if you've never subscribed before. If you are a previous subscriber and you use your same email address, then they will know that you are a previous subscriber and you cannot get that 25% off. So however you want to take that and however you want to work that, I'm going to leave that up to you. All right. So here we go, our box. Hooray for Birthdays, July, whoop, this side is English, July 2026. Let's see what's here. We have a Timid Tiger ink spot. I went ahead and grabbed, because my paper told me what ink spot it was going to be, I went ahead and grabbed my large regular ink spot. We have our stamps. This is a little grid, hugs and wishes, hooray, birthday wishes, it's your day, and then we have some flowers. And these flowers then, as you can see, coordinate with these. Oh, do the dies actually? Oh, it looks like the dies. Oh, the dies fit the stamps. Woo, yeah, we'll be playing with that. That's probably the first thing that we're going to do next week for our alternate, is to coordinate that together and use those. I love how it's wrapped in the blue tissue, and I hang on to the blue tissue and use it for other gifts. Sometimes I use it on the cards, actually. For those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I have been known to use the tissue paper on the cards, but if I don't use it on the cards, I certainly use it in any of my gifts that I give. So here's our box. We'll set that aside. We'll grab back our scissors and cut this open. So it's an all-inclusive kit, which means everything is in the kit that you need to make the projects. All of our kits are like that, unless they say otherwise. So sometimes there'll be a kit that requires hot glue, and then obviously you'll have to supply the hot glue, not just scissors. But everything else is typically in the kit that you need to make the project. If it's a scrapbooking kit, sometimes it will just be the pages, and you'll have to get the scrapbook from the online store to put the pages in. Sometimes it's a scrapbook that comes with one. The kit we're going to be doing next week is a kit that already has the little book with it. So we have our adhesives. So we have tear and tape, glue dots, and mini dimensionals. How fun is that? Lots of adhering going on here. And then we have our no fail instructions. Oh, we have some fun fold cards. So we're going to be doing some little easel cards. That's fun. We haven't done something like that for a while. Let's see. Here we go. Here's our stamp set. Where did I put the stamp set? Oh, I put the stamp set with the dies. That's not what we want. So we have a grid. You can see that they all coordinate. And so when I'm done and I have these washed up, let me grab my chamois so we can clean those stamps, and I'll show you how I make sure to put them back on here, because you can't do it that way. you got to do it that way. So I'll show you that, but that way you can make sure you have all your stamps. Here are the ingredients. Here are the coordinating colors: basic black, darling duckling, hydrangea hue, melon mambo, old olive, and timid tiger. And then our no-fail instructions are right here. So the lines with the roll, that is the tear and tape. The little gray dark dots are the glue dots, and the hexagons are the dimensionals. So this page right here, where it has 1, 2, and 3 on it, this is our ingredients. So we know what from the kit goes to what card. So we're going to do that first and set it up for 1 card each. We have our envelope. Excuse me. My mouth is really dry today. We're having a heat warning. It is 94. It's supposed to get to 94 degrees today. It's already 93 today. These are all the same, so we'll pull out 3 of these. Oh no, they're not all the same. So there's one with a half circle arch. Can you see that? There we go. And then there is one with a big oval, and it's got a little bit of shiny around it. And then there is one with a squat hexagon. There we go. So 3 different envelopes, 3 different patterns there. We're going to hang on to our chipboard because we're going to be using it. So we're going to start with our half circle or arch. Our hexagon is the next one, and then our oval is the next one. These are our card bases, some of them. So this one goes here. Oops. And this one goes here. And then this one goes here. All right, they've already got, the longer ones are folded because they don't fit in the box any other way. So this will go here. This will go here. And this will go here. Now you know how to coordinate the envelopes with it, right? All right, so now we have lots of flowers and leaves and words to cut out or to punch out. So we have here, it's all these banners. They look like they're all the same size. Let me just double check. I love that they give us okay, we'll start over here on this end. There we go. They're all the same size. So I'm just going to go down this row of them, and we have plenty of them. There's a whole sheet of them. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They've given us 19 sentiment pieces. So we'll have lots for all of our alternatives. That's for darn sure. All right, and then we have here, these are stickers, so I'm not going to pull them off yet. We'll use them as we go. I'll put that over there. And these are then 3 sheets for the 3 different cards, like that. All right, so we'll just start in this corner and start punching them all out carefully so that you don't tear them. That one. That one. And that one. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just looking at all of these to know what to put on each card. Okay, now we're going to do this set of stems. Whew. All right. So how do you like to celebrate your birthday? Do you like to open things? Do you prefer surprises? Do you like it nice and quiet? Don't bother me. Don't have me around a lot of people. Or do you like big parties? How do you like to celebrate your birthday when it comes around? And we have 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. So if you're catching this as a replay, thank you. Make sure you answer the questions as they're asked, as if you were on live. I know that not everybody is able to join me live when it's in the middle of the day. That's why the Creative Crush is in the evenings, so that more people are able to join me then. Although it is after school at 3:33, so you might be catching me while you're grading papers or while you're setting up your classroom for the next day or finishing up some emails. You might have me in the background where you're just kind of listening and watching, glancing over when I say, oh, look at that. And you know, there's all kinds of ways. I know I watch other people on YouTube, so I know sometimes it's just great background noise. Sometimes I'm crafting at the same time, but not necessarily on the same thing. You know, it just depends on what works for you. So we have those 3 big ones, and then we have this little one, and this little one, and this pink one here. And then let's see, so over here, so we should have this pink one, this orange one, Melon Mambo, Timid Tiger, another Timid Tiger. We have the blue. I don't remember which blue that was. Was it Balmy Blue? Maybe Balmy Blue. And then we have the Melon Mambo. And then we have the possibly Barely Blush. And then, oh, we need these. And this is one long piece, not a bunch of individual ones. So carefully, these are all laser cut, so you just want to carefully pull this up and disengage it from its little hooks. There we go. All right. Whew. All right, now this is empty. You could maybe use it and do some blending brush with it, but these little spikes are going to get caught. So you would have to probably, if you wanted to use these, the best way to do it would be with daubers, because then you're tapping it instead of rubbing it, because these little things are just, those little things you can see are going to get messed up. But I'm going to go ahead and let it go, because I have plenty other options and ideas. The other things we need are these stickers, which are flower centers, and then the words. Those are hanging out nearby. All right, let's go to card 1, and we'll move card 2 and 3 aside. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, set the envelope aside for now. And card 1. So we're going to use our ink, and we're going to use the graph, the little graph right here, or grid, and then the hugs and wishes and it's your day. Okay, those are the things we're going to be stamping. Let's see, the little grid. All right, so let's condition our stamps while they're still on there. I'm just using my hands to do that. All right, just that we're getting off, basically the conditioning is getting off the manufacturer or the factory stickiness. Okay, now you only want to do it on the side that you stamp, not this side that you stick down on your block. That one you want to stay nice and pristine so it continues to stick. When the stickiness of your stamps wears off on the side that sticks to the block, that is when you're going to want to wash it with soap and water. And that is how you'll be able to maintain the stickiness for that. So we have what I say, it's your day. So you'll see, and hugs and wishes, you'll see that I try not to touch it. I just use my fingernail and try not to even touch this side of it, because I don't want it to go bad. All right. Not go bad in the sense of not working, but just they won't be as sticky anymore, and then I'll have to wash them. And once you have to start doing the soap and water on it, it just changes it. They still work, but over time, if it gets too full of lint and whatever, this will not stick well, or too full of the oils. But on this side, you want to prep it. Okay, so let's see, what are we stamping? We have here, I guess, on the inside. So this is the inside of the card. You're going to turn it around. So it shows you the pink. So when it's all white, it's the inside of the card. These two pieces are up here. We're going to take our Timid Tiger and our little grid, and we're stamping 3 little grids. All right, I'm going to just check. Yep, beautiful. Cute little grid. I'm going to stamp here, and then it has you go down a little bit, and then down a little bit on that side. There we go. Cute, cute. And then we're going to stamp It's Your Day on our, here we go. All right, it looks like we need 2. That's why we have so many. We need 2 of these, I have a feeling, per card. So I'm going to leave those out just in case I am right. Actually, let me just peek. Yep. All right, so we needed 2 of these per card, which is why we have so many, but we will still have lots left over. All right, so this one goes with that one, and that one goes there. All right, so now we'll move this out of the way, and we're going to stamp It's Your Day. Looks beautiful. It's Your Day on one of them. Ooh, that was juicy. If it's super juicy, then just don't set it on there so long, like that. All right, that one I left on there a little longer so it looks a little thicker. If you have a really juicy ink pad, you want to just set it down for a moment, make sure it's smooth, and then bring it right up. All right, so let's do this. On the inside is going to be the It's Your Day on dimensionals, and I'm going to go ahead and use my regular Alright, I guess I'm not using my regular size ones because they are, I'd have to open a new package, and we don't have time for that right now. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to use my edge. Let's see. I'm going to use my edge because this is the piece that is going to hold our card in its easel position. So I want to make sure it is solid. So I'm going to do another little piece right here, because I didn't quite get that long enough for my taste. And another little piece right here for this side, because I want to make sure this is really secure. All right, because it is our excuse me. I keep inhaling air. What do you know? Makes you choke. So then we're going to put this one right here. All right, so this is going to go like this. We're going to use our bone folder. And then this one is going to get folded towards the inside. For a Z fold, we can go the other way. So you know, I'm sure lots of people who are doing alternates are going to turn this into a Z fold because it's already got the score lines for it. But it's going to sit like that. Okay, so I wanted this to be super secure. So that's why I use this versus these, which you already know I've said are kind of on the wobbly side when you need something solid. All right, so we're going to move this aside and we're going to work on this. Okay, so we have dots, glue dots on the leaves, and we have dimensionals on everything else. So we will flip this over and use glue dots, and then we're going to flip all of these flowers over and use dimensionals. So because these are minis, trusty take your pick tool to the rescue. There we go. I just don't know how I crafted for so long without something like this. And you know, I had been given one of these, a plastic one, and I had no clue what to do with it. It didn't come with any sort of instructions or ideas of how to use it. I still have it. It's from a different company, but I've still never used it because their pointy end, if you will, was more like a screwdriver end. It was flat and not very thin for pulling things up. And the putty end would have probably worked if I'd known what to do with it. I don't know if it's all dry. It's still in my stash. I know you're saying, June, why are you still hanging on to that? I don't know. Not sure. Not sure what else to do with it. So I guess I could maybe give it away to somebody. Oops. Look what I did. Oh, crumb cake. All right. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, great. Another crumb cake. I did that again. This time I dropped it in it. Here we go. Should have had those out of the way. I know, that's what you're saying. Get it out of the way, June. All right. So almost done. Getting it all the way across. Now we need to pop these babies off. Oh my goodness. You need to move those things out of the way. All right. And then this one. There we go. Come on. I just don't have the knack for popping them off very well. Apparently. Nope. I don't know what it is. Do you pop yours off? Or do you do like me where they just kind of lift and then you try and get them out of the way? Let me know. Put pop or lift in the comments. Do they pop for you or do they lift for you? Mine just do not pop. Every now and then I get a random one that will pop. But otherwise it's like this. A lift and then sometimes a struggle to get it out of there. All right, so now we're going to lay these leaves across the bottom of this with the stems kind of hanging off. All right, because it's going to be on here. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to put our strips on the back of this. And they are going to stay towards the bottom. You want to make sure you have plenty. They've got 2 strips. I'm pretty sure that's going to be plenty. And then, oh goodness, I guess I shouldn't have taken those tops off of that yet. We're going to do it like that. Right. Okay, let's go ahead and stick that down. Oh my gosh. Jeepers. I keep sticking to those flowers. I better get them stuck on here soon, eh? All right, so this is going to go right about this first line. Oop, 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 oop. Center it side to side. And right about there on that first line, so it's going to sit like that. All right, now let's get these flowers on. All right, so we have this one goes over here. This pink one goes over here. This blue one goes over here. This pink one goes front and center. This one goes over here. Oh no, I put that on the pink side. Oops. Let's see if we can get that off. Oh, thank goodness. I put that on the wrong side. That's a big old crumb cake. There we go. And then we have this one. All right, and now we have our stickers. So we're going to put birthday, which is right here. And these are kind of like chipboardy ones. So they're a little thicker. There we go. And then we have our little dot for the eye that we need to pop up. Come on, there we go. Oh. Birthday. And then this one needed dimensionals. And we'll just go ahead and put those, put 4 of them on there. They only have 3, but you know me and my ideas about these minis. So we're going to definitely use 4. All right. And that's going to go right here. All right. And we need our flower centers. All right. So we're going to have little flower centers. We'll just start up here in this corner. We'll have little flower centers on the little flowers and big flower centers on the big flowers. Do I have a littler? Well, I guess they have teeny tiny ones. Let's see. And there we go. Take your pick tool to the rescue. Let me tell you, it's amazing. If you don't have a take your pick tool, I highly recommend putting it in your next order because it's awesome. Look how easy that made it. There we go. And card 1 is done. Oh, why does that look a little crooked? Is it me? Or did I really get that on there crooked? There we go. That looks better. Birthday, hugs, and wishes. Oops. It's your day. There you go. And then you can still write a message there, or if you don't want anyone to see it, you can write it on the inside, and then they can still display their card without having anything written there. All right, so that is card 1. We are going to stamp our envelope though. I'm just going to use the flowers. So let me do one on that side, one on that side. Let's get our cardboard over here. We're going to stamp this one. There we go. Double stamped. And then this one, I'm going to stamp it like that. All right, now I want centers for those flowers. Whew, those are teeny tiny. Those are teeny tiny. Oh my. Whoa. There we go. Centers, and what do I have over here? I've got balmy blue. I'm just going to go ahead. Or no, that's crumb cake. That's not what I want. Oh, we have, let's see, what colors are in here before it was Darling Duckling. That's what we'll use. We'll get the Darling Duckling and stamp. There's a corner. There's a corner. So there and there. And then this one will go right there. All right. So we have that done. Whew. It's hot in here. I even have my AC going. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really hot. All right, so there is card number 1. Let's go on to card number 2. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. We're going to, so our card opens this way because here's our folds. We're going to go ahead and fold that in. There we go. But first, we're going to do the same thing in here with the grid. So one in the center, one next to it, and another one on the other side next to it. It's a cute idea. Cute idea. All right, and then we have these two. There we go. Forgot to bring in our cardboard or chipboard, whatever you want to call it. And we have It's Your Day and Birthday Wishes. So we have birthday wishes right here. Let's get another stamp. So one of them is birthday wishes. There we go. And the other one is It's Your Day. All right. And that is it for the stamping. Then we have this with just the 2 pieces towards the bottom. is our tear and tape. And then a little bit above that. This is what helps it stick to its piece. All right, so let's take this off. Take this off. Eek. I seem to have cat hair. Somebody is very sheddy. All right, so we're going to center that on here like that, and then this will be how it pops up. All right. Now, we're going to do all of our adhesives. So we need the It's Your Day goes on the outside and Birthday Wishes goes on the inside. This is the Birthday Wishes. So again, I'm going to use my edge. This time I'm going to measure it, so I cut it where I need it. All right. So that one. And then this one will do 4 because I prefer 4 over 3 for using the mini dots or the mini dimensionals. And then we have the leaves, which will get glue dots, and we have the flowers that will have dimensionals. This time we turn over the light pink one, right? That way we're on the correct side of it. So you can see all the dark lines. That's where the laser cutting is. And that's why it's always the back side. You could make it the front side and change the color if you so chose. And who knows if we will. I'm not going to take the tops off yet because last time I kept sticking to them. So this time I'll hold off. Let's go ahead and do our glue dots on our leaves. Here we go. Kind of doing every other leaf. They sort of have that too. There we go. There we go. Just a couple more. All right. So now we're going to take these off first. There we go. Just grab them one at a time as we go around the leaf. Kind of flip that off. And whoops, one last one. There we go. All right. So now this one goes down here a little bit off. It doesn't have to all be on the white. You can have some of it hanging off. And then we'll take the paper tops off of these. There we go. There we go. All right, so it's Friday. What do you have planned for the weekend? I have card club tonight here in the studio. I have card club tomorrow morning. And then I am participating in something called Creativate with some of the other demonstrators that are out there. So looking forward to that. So that's always lots of fun. Here we go. That's going to sit like that. All right. And I'm gonna make some banana bread on Sunday, and Mom and I are gonna work more on the house because that's a necessary thing. All right, so we're gonna be doing the Hooray sticker. Here we go. No I in this one to worry about the dot. There we go, like that. And then we're going to take this one off. And take these off. I'm going to push them out of the way so my hand doesn't get into them, because as you have already seen, I'm good at dropping my hand down into it. So there we go. All right, so the first thing is this flower. Oh, let's see, and this flower, or that flower, nope. So this one and this one are going to go over here like that. And then this one and this one are going to go over here like that. And then this is going to come across here like that. And then we have this orange one down here, and this little pink one up here. Then we have our centers. So we have some teeny tiny centers for the teeny tiny flowers. There we go. Right here. And then we have a middle-sized one for this flower. And then we have the larger ones for our larger flowers. I think the, I was about to say darling duckling. I think I was about to say ugly duckling. I think the darling duckling color was perfect for these flowers. It stands out, but it's not a super duper bright yellow, so I like that. And then on the inside, we're going to put this one. It looks like these were supposed to be a little bit more together, so I have the leaves a little bit too far out, but I don't think, I don't think anyone's really going to notice when they get this card. So if you are a little bit off and it's not perfect, I think you're fine. There we go. So there, whoops, there is your Hooray, it's your day birthday wishes. All right, love it. All right, and just for time's sake, I'm not going to do any more of the envelopes. You can decorate your envelopes however you want. I don't know why we're putting them in there so I can show them to you at the end. That doesn't make sense. All right, card 3. Let's get to it. Ooh, I don't know if I'm moving slow just because I'm so hot. I'm so hot. All right, so let's go ahead and fold this in and burnish it, or crease it, however you want to call that. All right, so again, we're going to stamp here with the grid. Just like this. All right, and then we're going to stamp on these two. And this time we're stamping hugs and wishes and birthday. Birthday wishes. Hugs Hugs and wishes and birthday wishes. There we go. And birthday wishes. All right, now we're done with the ink. And it is time to do all the adhesives. So we'll get everything flipped over so we can make this wonderful bouquet of flowers. I like it. I like it. All right, and back side of this, again, we're going to do 2 stripes across the bottom portion of it. And that's what's holding it onto our thing securely, our card. Ooh, hopefully that didn't go too high. All right, let me see. Ooh, that did go a little bit high, so we are going to, so I accidentally went at an angle, and it's just a little bit too much of an angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll it back. Okay, so you just take the edge and you just kind of roll it back. All right, because you don't want it to be higher. There we go. Good. We just rolled it back high enough, low enough to where it's no longer sticking out. Because if it's sticking out, then we know that it's going to stick to this card and then it won't do the easel. So here is the one going on the inside. So, oh, this is a lot thinner. All right, we'll use this side. There we go. Normally those edges are thicker. Oh, we won't take that off yet. And then the birthday wishes is the one going on the outside. So we're going to grab our mini dimensionals. Like that. And then all of our flowers, once again, all the flowers have mini dimensional. Oh, that one already came off. And then the leaves have the glue dots because they're nice and flat down to the card for stabilization, and then the flowers are the only things that are popping out. Sour flowers and the sentiment strips, I should say. All right, here we go. We need one of these right here on the top one. And it just has one over here on the side because it's going to be part ways. No, it is all the way on. All right, so I'm gonna flip that over. Flip this one over and flip this one over. All right, then we're going to put this on here like that. All right, and then we're going to take off all these backings on the flowers so we can set those down. I seem to have a knack for having parts of my fingers touch, which should, whoops, that's already got one missing. And I missed a flower right there. All right, so let's get those out of here so they're not distracting. All right, so we're going to start with our big blue flower. and it's going to go up here. And then we have our light blue flower, and it's going over here. And then we have another dark blue flower, and it's going over here. And we have an orange flower that's going to go over here. And another orange flower that's going down here. And then we have a little pink flower that is going to be right here. Another pink flower that's going to be here. And another pink flower right next to that, right there. All right, and then we're going to use the happy. Again, no I to look for the little dot. I like that. And your H is going to tuck up in here. There we go. Like that. See if my fingernails can get these little ones off. They did. And it's going to go happy birthday wishes. And on the inside will be our hugs and wishes. All right, that's going to go right there. And then it will stand like that. Centers, almost forgot. So we have some big flowers, so we need some of the larger centers. These are kind of textured. They have the little holes to make it look like they are little bits. And then there we go. Those three large flowers, and then we have some medium flowers. I need the medium centers. There's another medium center. And then we have the three itty bitties. So we have some itty bitties over here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so there is card 3. Whew, we did it. Card 2, or 1, and card 2. All right, those are very pretty. What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments, which one do you like better? We have birthday hugs and wishes, it's your day. We have hooray, it's your day, birthday wishes. And we have happy birthday wishes, hugs and wishes. All right. The only stamps we didn't use, there is a happy in here, or there's a hooray in here, and then there are more of the stamps of the stems, and then we use the flowers on the envelope. So it looked like, and I'll have to find out while I play, prepping for tomorrow or for next week, it looked like this works perfectly with the stamp. So you'll find out from me next week if that is true or not. At this point in time, I think that the dies are still available. If you are a subscriber, you can purchase these as an add-on. They will ask you for your email address that you use for your subscription. Remember also that there is a 25% off your first kit for a month-by-month subscription. And it is for new subscribers only. All right, new subscribers only. If you are a returning subscriber, you could try it with a different email. I don't know if it would work. Whoops, sorry about that. That's not the screen I wanted. So thank you very much for watching this and checking out the new July Paper Pumpkin Kit. I'll be back next week on Friday at 3:33 to make some alternates with you. My goal this month is to use up the whole kit. So there's a good chance there's going to be a whole lot of cards coming out of this because the card bases are fully done, so we can still cut them off and do different things with it. So check it out next week. I'll see you then. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your Friday and have an amazing weekend. I'll see you back here on Tuesday for what used to be called Kit Together Tuesday. I'm changing the name and now it's called Check This Out Live. See you then at 11:11. Bye-bye.